Hi, my name is Alex Fudge, Clwbiau Plant Cymru Kids Club's Regional Manager for West Wales. And I'm just going to give an overview of Cashflow Forecasts. They're really important for new settings that are setting up for the first time, for existing settings, and also for those who are planning or making steps to reopen in the next month or two after the COVID-19 pandemic. So without further delay, I'm going to use a PowerPoint presentation and spreadsheet and share my screen with you to demonstrate how you can create your own cash flow forecast. We do have an evaluation QR code at the end. All you have to do is focus the camera of your smartphone over it. We really appreciate any feedback you give on our resources, how we can make them better, what other things you'd like us to develop. So we'd really appreciate that feedback from you. Okay. So what I'm going to cover today is what is a cash flow forecast, creating your own, the next steps and further support available, and what contacts there are within Clwbiau Plant Cymru Kids Clubs, and I've just mentioned the evaluation. So a cash flow forecast is a plan that shows how much money a business expects to receive in and pay out over a given period of time. It's used for strategic planning, so you can have an overview of your business expectations for the coming year. It's also used for, as regards strategic planning, it might be that you've implemented a new marketing strategy and you're expecting a couple more children over the period over the next 6 months, and that would help you identify how much extra money those children are going to bring in, how it will impact your finances and your sustainability. It also importantly will help you predict and avoid financial shortfalls. Not only will it allow you to predict whether you'd be breaking even at the end of the year, but within any given month, whether you can afford to pay all your outgoings on that month. So it will give you foresight and allow you to take action to mitigate any financial shortfalls. Within section 5 of Stepping Out, our out of school club guidance document on the members area, there is some more information about the steps you can take to avoid cash flow problems. It also demonstrates to funders that you have a comprehensive financial planning in place and you can demonstrate your long-term sustainability after you've had the financial support, and it can identify how much financial support or grants you will need. So by forecasting your income and expenditure, you will be more able to make practical decisions and set processes in place to sustain your business. You'll have advance warning of areas concerned and you can plan for contingencies. It'll basically help you stay on track for sustainability. Now we have Clwbiau Plant Cymru Kids Clubs has a tried and tested 2-year cash flow forecast template available for member clubs. It's been developed on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet and has lots of formulas built in. So if, for example, you had staff rate of pay and weekly hours, staff expenditure month by month and over the years automatically input, and it includes things like paid holiday, national insurance contributions and pension contributions. Also gives you some figures at the end. There's also a useful instruction handout to use alongside the cash flow template. Before you use that template, though, it's important that you use figures based on your best understanding of the likely income and expenditure. Whenever possible, use data from the previous year, such as cash books, annual accounts and attendance records. So these are the sorts of things you have through income and expenditure. You'll have your operating costs such as wages, rent, insurance, which might remain static. You know exactly what they're going to be. And then you'll have variable costs such as training. However, with your workforce planning, you should be able to predict what CPD, what qualifications, what training the staff are predicted to need over the year and what that costs by your training from your training provider. So moving to our cash flow template. As I said, we do have instructions. So if you haven't picked up everything I've said in the video, these instructions will take you step by step through how to complete the forecast, give you links to national minimum wage, holiday pay, and so on. So moving on to the cash flow forecast, just make that bigger. You've basically got a few tabs there that you move in between, and they're all linked. These worksheets are all linked. You've got fees, wages, cash flow year 1, year 2, and the summary. And by clicking on those tabs, you can move between them. You have to start with the first one, fees. The first thing you need to do is add your club name in the box, and that then will feed through to all the other pages. I'm just going to base it on an after school club. Don't take too much heed of my figures. I'm going to round them up to keep things simple. As I said, you need to use your own data here. So I'm open 5 days a week in the after school club, and my fees are £10. Discounted fee or sibling fees if you offer any discounted rates. If you don't, you still need to complete it and just put the same figure in. So that's for year 1. And year 2, number of days per week club open. And I've just raised my fees, so I'm going to keep those the same. And that's it. That's the first tab done. They will feed in to the cash flow year 1 and cash flow year 2 once you put weeks in and attendance levels. So wages, you need to refer to guidance on national minimum wage, living wage, holiday pay and pension contributions. Again, in my after school club, I'm going to have a play leader on £12 an hour, play worker on £10. This one's at 16 hours a week, this one's at 15. Now, staff are entitled to 5.6 paid annual leave weeks a year. If you pro-rata that down on the 39 rather than the 52 weeks per year they work, that works out about 4.2. That there is guidance on calculating holiday pay in the instructions, and it's important you work out what's applicable to your setting. So we've got the annual holiday pay there, and we've got the weekly pay there, and it's automatically calculated national insurance contributions for you. Just do the same for year 2. Again, for simplicity, I'm adding, I'm keeping figures the same. There you go. And that's it then for wages. We're all done. Now that will feed into, you can see the wages have already fed in there. It hasn't fed into the fees because we have to add some detail about the number of weeks term time the setting is open. First thing we need to do, we're going to enter the start month in that format. I'm going to put the 1st/ of September /20, and then that will change the months across the heading. You also need to, if you're in an existing setting, you need to adjust this opening balance. I'm going to assume my club has some reserves. I'm going to pop the reserves in there. So number of weeks term time, look at your term dates for your particular school and you can be more accurate and more specific here. I'm going to estimate these and hope they add up to 39 weeks. Bearing in mind we have some holiday periods in here. I put 3 weeks for July in there and nothing in August. This is the number of children. Now, if you're opening a new setting, you would use your parental survey to estimate what the demand if you're in existing settings, you probably will know what sort of patterns they are and how they range on a termly basis. Or it might be that you're opening now after the COVID-19 lockdown and you're estimating your numbers aren't going to be quite as high to begin with. So September can sometimes be a quieter term for childcare settings as well. So we're going to start at 8 here, but you base this on realistic figures. We do have a questionnaire to ascertain parental interest in using after school clubs post lockdown. You'll find that on our website, on our resources. You can contact your CBDO, and that will help you build in figures for this cash flow forecast also. I'm going to do slow build up here, maybe get in at the end of the year. So they've fed in now the fees, because that's linked to that first page and the fees we put in there. I'm going to say we do some fundraising around Christmas. So I'm going to change this heading to fundraising, and perhaps we have 150 there, and we know we do something in the summer with the school fete, and we make 100 there. So your premises, you might pay termly. Going to make an assumption that we're going to pay £400 a term here. That might be a weekly cost you can add in, or a monthly cost. You can use this as you see fit. So if it's linked to the weeks, and I don't know, it's £20 or £50 a week, you can press the equal sign. You can link it up to the number of weeks it's open. Click back on the box times, £20 a week, and that will calculate £80 over the 4 weeks. Your CBDO can help with all of these sorts of things as well. So you might have insurance here, might be more. As I said, I'm not being specific about these costs and what the average are across the sector. Each of you will have different costs. Perhaps you have Club EI, Plant Cymru Kids Clubs membership. April 21, let's assume that's 50. It might be over the month that you spend £30 on activities and materials. Probably more, looking at that annual figure. But again, as I said, you need to look at your accounts and what your spend is, and also you need to adjust things. It might be that you can't afford certain amounts and you'll have to look at a grant application or adjust your costs. Food might be linked to the number of children you have in per day of the week, and you can put costs in there. Your training costs, advertising. I'm not going to have anything for those because I'm going to do everything on social media. After COVID-19, we've all more and more moved over to remote and online resources, and it might be that a lot of the advertising we do is on Facebook or Twitter. But obviously, you know your market and how you can appeal to different groups and what you need to cost in there. So as you can see then, that will calculate our total expenditure, as well as calculating our total income. And in this particular instance, we seem to be making just a little bit. We've dug into our reserves a bit, but we're okay. We're keeping our head above water. Again, look at the, there might be cash flow issues within the particular month too. So you can do the same for year 2. You enter your start month, /09/20, and it'll carry on. You need to put your weeks of the term time and children attendance. You might be higher there, and you go through the same process. And your summary then will calculate your annual figures, or summarize your annual figures there. If you are looking for a grant, it will help you break down as well. Say you were having a £2,000 grant, you can put it against the different cost headings as to how you want to spend it. So that is a whistle-stop tour really of the cash flow forecast. Going back to the presentation. Once you've done that based on your accurate and current figures, you need to review your cash flows. Are you breaking even? Are there certain months where you'll be running into deficit? Do you need to adjust any of your costs? Review attendance level. Do you need to boost those numbers? It might be only 1 or 2 extra children that'll help you reach your break-even point. Perhaps you haven't reviewed your fees for many years and it's time to do that. Or maybe, you know, you've been on a mobile phone contract and it's gone through the roof and you haven't changed it. Or maybe you can discuss with your landlord whether you can pay monthly or termly rather than a bulk upfront, and make those adjustments. You might also need to consider funding. And part of this package is we do have a resource on the different sources of funding that are available. You also need to prepare a monthly budget from that cash flow, what you've got to spend during that month, and also what you expect to have in, and regularly check that financial position. Managers, owners are responsible for the finances of the setting and need to keep a regular check on that. Don't forget that your CBGO can help you review those figures and offer suggestions as well. So for further information support, go to step 5 of stepping out in the members area of the website. Contact us. We can offer support to create your own cash flow forecast and review it, offer suggestions. And it might be that you need to look at boosting numbers. So we have additional resources about creating marketing plan or applying for funding. We also have an out to school club assessment, which will look at each area of your provision, from the business area to the CIW areas to your play ethos and space and so on, and can help you create an action plan from that. That out to school club assessment is available online as well, so you can ask us for it. It is on the news area of our website, and you can do that electronically and keep the results for yourself. You're not obliged to go through it and create an action plan with us, but that's what we're here for. So if you hold your smartphone over that QR code, that'll take you straight, if you focus your camera on it, if you focus your camera of your smartphone on the QR code, that will take you to our evaluation form. Please do give us feedback and let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to develop. Get in touch with us if you'd like further support on this. Go to the members area of our website. These are the contact details at the moment for us as for North Wales and West Wales and South East Wales. They're all there on that link. So if I just get rid of these. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Please do get in touch if we can give any more help or you've got some ideas about what further support you might need. Thanks very much.